Have you ever thought of those glamour shots? They go like this. Okay, unlike some channels, I did not have a fish die. I did not kill a fish. I am here to talk about what's going on. I'll tell you what, I want to say, first of all, let's go to the chat and see who is here first. Our Logan from Ambist Aquatics, Gerald Deemer, Tampa Tom, Melvin, QSA Aquatic Network. Let's see here. We also have Lumpy Dog. Lumpy Dog is in the house, and Rounded Rob. Yeah, no dead fish. I did. I guess I did lose a fish. She was making a drop, a female guppy, and I lost her. But it is what it is. Turbo Fish, Chewy, what's up? So at the table sale for $5, I got 3 worm cultures. I got white worms, micro worms, and banana worms, and so I'm going to start second cultures of them all, and I'll do a video on it, just so I can make sure I have a good population, just in case I have one crash. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing. Wow, 7 here, 7 likes. You guys are just the best. I appreciate it. It's great having Turbo Fish here, which is fun. All of you, it's great. Yeah, it's a good find for $5. It really is. So 3 different worms, all for $5 total. I went to this this table sale, and I was looking. Hey, Big J's Fish Keeper, welcome. And I didn't find what I was looking for. I'm gonna have to order my Pleco Caves, Lumpy. You gave me a great website. I'll do that. Bob Kaler's here. Welcome, Bob. Melvin. Tater Salad. Welcome, Fish Nerds. Absolutely. What a good group of people we have here. I have Bolo here. And let me tell you, it is colder than a grave digger's butt in Joplin, Missouri. Bolo woke me up at 3 in the morning. And he went bonkers, so I had to take him out because that meant he had to poop. So I took him out at 3, got back into bed. It was 50 degrees at 3 a.m. It's now 22, and within 24 hours, it's going to be down to tonight's low is supposed to be about 11 degrees, could be 10 degrees as well. So let's see what happens. It's all good. You know, one of the things about being a fish keeper that's an advantage over people that don't keep fish. And there are many advantages for fish keepers, as we all know. We're all maniacs. But 6 inches of snow, Lumpy Dog. Wow. Snow tonight in Tennessee, Bob? Yeah, it's that time of year. It's November. This is what happens. Happy Veterans Day to our veterans friends. I didn't serve, but my father served. My brother-in-law served. Several of my uncles served. I had great uncles serve in World War I and World War II. And I was I had a great uncle who lied about his age. He went to World War I at the age of 16. He wanted to be a war hero. That was his goal. And the Krauts gassed him. It was trench warfare, and he got mustard gas. Sort of lost his sight. He had some sight as he was older, but he couldn't drive anymore and stuff like that. But he would always stay with us because his wife he was a widower. And hey, no problem. Get ready, Chewy. Anybody who's lurking, you're paying attention. You're a part of the deal, so I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you being here. So he and I was a little kid, and he died in the late 80s. And I wish I would have asked him more questions. And I really had, because he was great. My grandmother's siblings, 3 of her brothers served in World War II. One of them died. One of them was shot down by the Krauts over the North Sea. He was lost at sea. He was about 50 miles away from Great Britain when he was shot down. He was a captain of a bombing thing. So that's I still have plus degrees in Denmark. No, I bet not for long. I'm Norwegian and Swedish. For whatever reason, I missed out on the Danish, and Danes are cool. So my mom's two uncles. My grandmother was a native French speaker. Now she's from a multi-generational French Canadian family, but she did not. My grandmother did not speak English until kindergarten. Her brothers served as translators in France after the Allies made made got into France, and they were translators during World War II. So I don't know how much action they saw. Again, the more action these guys see, the less they talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So again, for those of you who are veterans, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jesse H.C. Adwa's here. Welcome. And a lot of military people in Hawaii. So my brother-in-law was a career guy in the military. He retired after 22 years, which was nice. And they've been all over the world and back living, which is an amazing thing about being in the military. I'm going to give two things of advice, and I think any of us that have a few years under our belt will agree with this. Number one, ask questions of the older people in your life, your parents, your grandparents. You're not going to be from there. Well, Tater Salad, thank you for serving in Bosnia in '96. I really appreciate it. That was a peacekeeping mission. That was a terrible place to be at the time. You stopped a genocide. Thank you. Ask your parents and grandparents more questions. I'll tell you what, my parents and grandparents, I didn't ask enough questions. And my mom died unexpectedly. And my dad had dementia, not Alzheimer's, but a related dementia. And he was a guy who remembered everything. And I started quizzing. In fact, I recorded a couple of videos, just asking him questions. And he couldn't remember a lot. And then he'd come up with a story that I never heard, at a different time. So it's just, again, ask those questions. Those are things that you can hand down to your relatives and to the young people in your family and tell those stories. And as hobbies, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Really appreciate you here. So one of the advantages of having an aquarium, especially for those of us who are in places that get winter, is that you have a few aquariums set up, especially like a 55, a couple of those, one of those set up. You do not get static electricity. So when you touch things, you don't get that shock. You don't, it's all good, especially in the carpeted areas of your home. The first floor of my place is all on tile. Upstairs, of course, on carpeting. The aquarium stops all of that. You never have it because you have enough liquid, enough humidity in the air, and the heat takes away the humidity. It just it like sucks it away. So that's one of the real big examples. If you ever hear anybody at the office complaining about static electricity in their house, and they go, "Well, I have a humidifier." Do you really? Have you ever thought of putting in a fish aquarium? So that's that's stuff. Well, I just got a notification a moment ago on my Alexa device. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 11 degrees.
Could you hear that, gang, or not? Just curious. It's a little ways away from me. Yeah, 22 degrees, baby. 22 degrees. And my little guy wanted to go for a couple of big, long walks when I got home. Now he's comfortably asleep in my lap. So The other thing, is that is being able to do more projects in the winter because you're locked in the house. Sorry, tater salad. Sorry to your ALEXA. Hope it gave you the temperature. A low of 11 tonight in Joplin, Missouri. It's going to be colder than a gravedigger's butt. It is going to be chilly. In fact, I have this, let's see. I'm in Joplin, Missouri. I'm not in Texas. I used to live in Texas. I used to live in San Antonio. Loved San Antonio. 2 Celsius. Well, that's above freezing. It's tropical in Denmark. You better go out and have some. Now in Denmark, tater salad, do they serve lutefisk? You're west of Fort Worth. Excellent. It's I was in Dallas about 3 weeks ago, and just for the day, I drove down, and then I went down for to do one of the goofiest things I've ever done in my life. I went to Alien Con at K. Bailey Hutchinson. It's tater. Well, it's sort of like the best way to describe lutefisk is that it's like cured in lye. It has one of the worst smells ever. Okay, good. Well, I've mentioned going to Alien Con a few times. It was great. It was goofy. It was fun. But I went and it allows you to do stuff around the house because it's cold as hell. You can't go anywhere. My dog, who loves to go for long walks, not so much. He gets out, does his business, especially when it gets to be about 11 degrees in the morning. Full Moon and Chaotic, hey, welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. 11 here, 10 likes. I really appreciate having all of you here. It's a treat and a half. So it allows you to get stuff. So I had heaters just arrive. I get my mail at a UPS store, mainly because I don't want stuff waiting outside my door, and because I'm going to be moving to a permanent house. I'm renting this just for a year, and I'll buy a house. Hopefully, close on it in April. It's good to have a mailing address that makes a whole lot of sense. So that's where I have everything. And if I have fish delivered or snails, like Ambist Aquatics sent me the other day, they stay in a good room temperature. So they're not sitting outside and I'm having to get away from the office. Some days, as you know, you can get away from work and make that run home. Some days you can't. I don't live that far away from the office because I have the dog. Aquafunk, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. 16, wow, 12 likes, 12 thumbs up. I appreciate it. So my but there are days that everybody has to eat lunch. Nobody has a problem with that. So you go home and eat lunch, walk the dog, and have something really good. In a moment I'll tell everybody what I ate today, just because 100 years from now they're going to look back at us and they're going to go over what Facebook was, and they're going to sit there and they're going to say they took that many pictures of their food. And what is it with that blonde lady yelling at the cat? That's all they're going to talk about. And that's all they want to say. Or Epstein didn't kill himself is the other one. The current memes but you really posed with your food and with your friends. It's a Norm Macdonald joke, a Canadian, Chewy. I'm bringing in a Canadian. Larry D's, thanks and more. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Didn't miss anybody else. Nope, I haven't. 16 here, 14 likes. Great. So here's the deal. is that Norm Macdonald has this line. It's very funny. Remember seeing those pictures like your great-great-grandparents? And they're like stoic, like, because they had to hold still for like 2 minutes and while they were taking the picture. Well, now, I swear to you, I know people that put up a series of selfies of themselves all day, every day. Now, I'm all about a good selfie. I'm not criticizing anything. I do think, though, there's that level of too much. And I know I admire looking at myself too. I know you guys, you're here for the beefcake, which is me, but it's only so much. And I don't put enough fish on my Facebook page, which obviously I need to change. I have a new camera and I've done a lot of stuff with it. I have not started recording my videos with it. I'm doing it with the old camera. So I need to go and get that done. And get that and I need to probably shoot with both cameras so I can go like this, so, and look into one camera and then go like the TV anchor and look into the other. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'll do both when I make my worm cultures. That may be a good experiment. When I make my worm cultures, which I think I'll have to do tomorrow night because I need a video for Wednesday. So we'll figure that out. And the other good news here is that at this time of year is that Thanksgiving's coming up. Yeah, absolutely, high def 3D. I have a new camera that it shoots really good stuff. It's not quote unquote an expensive camera. It's a Canon T7. It's not like some of these people have $4,000 rigs. I was looking at one that one of the fish tube community have. It's like a $3,000 camera. It's a little too much for me. Maybe if I get to the point where I have 1 million Facebook or 1 million followers and I'm monetized and all that sort of stuff, well, maybe I do that. But as of right now, I'm just a little channel talking about this. Petzotics, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. And yeah, great crew here tonight. You do sell vids? I do it. I do sell vids as well. But I'm going to tell you, my deal is I have hereditary tremors. So my hand sometimes is like this. See how it is. It's pretty steady right now. But there are times where it's just, and it's not Parkinson's, it's hereditary tremors. I've had it looked out. Diego in the house. And so that's what I do. I have shot some stuff on my cell phone. I do most with my smaller camera, like and on some of the videos I've done, like the Guppies and stuff like that. So Daniel Keeping Fish, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here as always. And let me have a sip of my drink. Not sponsored by Powerade Zero. So it's all good. So it's so for those of us who do experience winter, this time of year is really good because we get to stay inside, work on the fish, look at the fish. There's not that temptation to go out and do things. And if you want to get something to eat, you'd have it delivered. And that's a treat and a half. Yeah, so I got the worms. They're great, absolutely great. Now, the one worm that doesn't seem to be, oh my goodness, well, stay as long as you can, Daniel Keeping Fish. You Aussies, you guys are maniacs being up past midnight. Good for you. Thank you very much for being here. Ah, thanks, Lumpy. Yeah, it has wonderful artificial flavors and sweeteners. It is marvelous. I drink a lot of water, so it's just my. I'll tell you what will freak people out. Well, part of the some of you may not be freaked out by this. I drink diet soda, and there are some people that just go bonkers over that. Absolutely freaking bonkers. And I have a couple a day. I also have coffee. I have coffee first thing in the morning. But once I get past like 3 cups in the morning, I don't need any more coffee. It just, it's just going from there. About the coffee or the diet Dr. Pepper Aquafunk. And again, Diet Dr. Pepper did not pay for this shout out. But if they want to send me a lot, I'd appreciate it. All right. Oh, you're in England, in Scotland. Okay. I should have known that, Daniel. I should have known that. I apologize. Yeah, it would be like breakfast in Aussie land with our crew, our fish tube crew. And of course, I have my stalker, my troll, Dr. Big Bad Ted, or Big Boss Ted, or whatever he's calling himself these days. He just writes how much he hates me, and takes shots at people I met. I mean, it's just he does it all the time. So I love him. Yeah, Anna Hobbies. I agree with you. I love my diet soda. So Bolo moved over here. And so that's hey Valley Fish, welcome. Welcome. It's yeah, so I've got the worms. So the white worms, I don't seem to be getting a lot out of that yet. The banana and microworms, they're going nuts. The white worms, yeah, not so much. But we'll just we'll go from there. You see, you're in Great Britain and when you drink tea all day. Yeah, Polo's doing fine. The heart medicine works really well with him. He does. I don't think he's coughed at all today. And was that Dr. Bossman Ted was on Mark Shrimp Tanks earlier today, being nice? No, that is. You see, he hates me. I don't care. It's I just don't care. What's the weather in Southeast Texas? Are you down by Dallas? Or are you not Dallas, Houston? That area full moon? And hey, thank you very much. Yeah, my little guy is he's a good one. Here, let me show you him. You want to see how spoiled my dog is? Yeah. Oh, hello, Bolo. You have friends. Okay. There's Bolo. Dr. Ted and Funk are close. So it's all good. Yeah, Bolo is my fish room companion. When I'm doing stuff in the fish room, he's usually watching me from afar, knowing not to get close because he could get stepped on. That's the deal with a dog this size. They know they're where they're supposed to be. I'm glad you crushed Dr. Bossman Ted. Thank you very much, Anna. Yeah, he's a cute little guy. 12 years old. He's snoring right now. You can't hear it. It's like this. So that's all good. Yeah, so the worms thing is really good. So I'll set up those up and start new cultures. I went and bought a bunch of new plastic, cheap ones at the dollar store, and so I'm going to set those up with oatmeal. I eat oatmeal a lot, so I have plenty of oatmeal. I can do some of that up on the on the stove there, and then and just go put that in, go from there. I have a question about. I've seen some people online for any of you that's kept worms, yeah, I'll tell you what, the fish, I have nano fish. They love the microworms. They love the banana worms. The fry love them. It's all good. So, do you add? I've seen a couple of live streams explaining it, adding yeast. Man, the lights are coming off my glasses. I'll take off my glasses because that's so you can see me without my glasses. Can I read? Yeah, I think I can get by it. So, do you guys use yeast in your cultures? I use the mashed potato. You do add yeast, but I use mashed potato. Yeah. Hey, TM Aquatics. Okay, well, that's good to know. TM Aquatics. It hit its mold for a while. How long should these last for me? Like a couple of weeks? How do I weigh this out? So I'm pretty excited about it. I've been feeding the fish the worms. They love it. Yeah, it's I don't have a great sense of smell. I'm not married. So my ex-wife would have smelled, any type of weird smells. She would have, she would all of a sudden say something's weird in the fridge. Can you find it?
Motion detected at your front door.
Well, I have a ring and it's just said motion detected at my front door. I live in a townhouse complex, and I have neighbors on one side of me. This is going to be the pain of this location because I'm going to have a heat bill sort of like a house. Because my front faces north, my back door faces south, and one wall is facing outside, and that faces west. So I'm going to get the brunt of the cold weather. So yeah, there was motion at the door. There was somebody who, one of the cars a couple doors down from me, someone was trying to break into it a couple of weeks ago. So I went and got myself a ring unit. Don Gallagher, hey, welcome to the live stream. 17 here, 16 likes. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And so it's just, I figure I better just have that. It's I haven't seen anything real crazy yet, but but again, it's just I occasionally hear coyotes, so I want to know if I eventually get coyotes on it, just out of curiosity. I mean, I've heard them very close, very close. So there's what they used to call the woods back when I was a kid. Now they're called green spaces. There's a green space next to this property that I'm guessing it's not all in one space. It sort of meanders around other neighborhoods, but I'm guessing it's probably 50 to 100 acres. Pretty good size piece of land. So you occasionally see deer. You occasionally see I haven't seen raccoons, but I can guarantee you that there are raccoons. And but you hear the coyotes. I heard something the other night, and I don't know what the sound was. It wasn't a coyote. And I thought maybe it was, a male deer in the rut, but I'm not sure. So that's one of the things I have to sort of figure out. I don't know what that is. Herbert Lom, Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther movies. Just saying. Yeah, there you go. Yes, I'll tell you what. I have an aquarium filled with Penn State fans' tears. Go Gophers! Row the boat! Ski-U-Ma! I don't know where Ski-U-Ma comes from. It's all good. Yeah, you see, I don't mind a big dog. The dog was a gift to my ex-wife, and the dog loved me. and the dog wanted to spend all of his time around me. If people are over to visit, he'll greet everybody. He's very friendly. He's outgoing. But I will tell you, once he sort of greets everybody and they can pet him for a while, yeah, yeah, Jersey. Well, I used to live in Jersey. I used to live in Hackensack. I lived in Hackensack for almost 7 years, and Bolo came to live with us after we were in Jersey for a year. So yeah, I used to go into Manhattan 3 to 5 times. Yeah, and I'm on the waiting list to get a female Pomeranian for Bolo, but I just heard from the breeder saying that he was expecting 3 litters this fall and only got 1, so I'm gonna have to wait to spring. So I want him around for a long, long time, but if I'm in a house and I don't have the female and what have you, I may get a bigger, uh, you know, more robust dog. But I love this little guy. He's my buddy, and he's all good. But yeah, big dog's nice. I love big dogs. Hackensack, hacky sack. Now you see, there you go, Don Gallagher. Hey D, welcome, welcome to the Mobb live stream. And so, by the way, have I ever said why I picked the name Mobb Guppy? At any point? Let me tell you why. I picked Mobb Guppy for a few different reasons. Number one, if everything is doing well, you get a mob of guppies. Okay? Number two, the rapper, Mobb Deep. I like Mobb Deep. I love listening to him spit some rhymes. And from the Mafia, because I lived in Jersey and I used to go to Staten Island. I learned from a Staten Island guy who knows people in the mob how to pick out a good Italian restaurant. So it's all good. Wow, 21 here, 16 likes, thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. So, Logan with Ambist Aquatics, I hope you're still here. I'm finally answering the thing you brought up about guppies and really soft water. And I did a video on this. And when I lived in Little Rock has very soft water. I mean, you don't need to do anything to get discus to breed and some of the sensitive quarries that need real low pH. You're in business. It is very mineral free, etc. So I got crushed coral, and that raised it to a certain level and brought the hardness up to a certain level. But then I turned it up a little bit more. I got those zip media bags, and I filled several media bags, and I put it in the bottom of my water reservoir. Now, I had people tell me, oh, that's not going to help you very much once you do a water change without this. Poppycock. It is, ooh, excellent. Excellent, Melvin. Mobb Deep, baby. And so when I changed out waters in these 10-gallon guppy tanks, I'm changing out at least a third, but it's usually a half every time I change water. And when you're changing out that much water, you're putting water that hasn't been treated with the crushed coral. I would test afterwards. It really didn't change the pH that much. Really, it didn't. Shockingly little. But I realized I needed to up the game a little bit more. So I did the media bags and I put that in my large thing and went from there. Okay, let's see who's texting me. No, it wasn't a text at all. Let's see what. Oh, I got a message from Diego through Messenger. So it's all good. Let me give it a thumbs up. Join the live stream. Mob Guppy, by the way, has a Facebook page. And feel free to go and double B, double P, Mob Guppy. Live now. Okay, thank you very much for that.
Motion detected at your front door.
Ooh, motion detected. And the deal is it keeps a video and you can see it. My next door neighbors, they must have been having a party or what have you the other night. Believe me, I was sleeping like a log. And at about 1 a.m., they were out there chasing around their cat. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Aquafunk. Yeah, 22 here, only 17 thumbs up. Come on, folks. Thank you guys so much. So, yeah, so the whole process with no, more, I think it's more East Coast. It's no, Don, just look him up on the YouTube after this live stream and just look up Mobb Deep and listen to a couple of those ditties. A couple of those hip hop ditties. So let's see. For the Guppies, I've been moving the males, and I'll put this on the video. I've been moving the males as they develop over to the 55 because I just got heaters for the new aquariums. My filters have not arrived, but should be here any day. They arrived from China last week, and they're China filters. And so as soon as they get here, I'll get that up and running. And then I've got to order the light. I'll probably order. I should order the light probably today or tomorrow. That usually gets here pretty quick. And ooh, East Coast, left coast, West Coast rap battle right here at the Mobb Guppy. It's yeah, I'm very much. I love Biggie much more than Tupac. Tupac was overrated. I like the Snoop Dogg though. I think he's great. And Jay-Z and Jadakiss, and that whole gang, good folks, fine Christian men. Kanye, he's a Chicago rapper, but what do you call it? I guess he's east of the Mississippi, so he's East Coast. East Coast. So it's all good. And I actually, it was funny is that when I was like in high school and college and young adult, I was a punk guy. I loved the Ramones, the Sex Pistols, Dead Kennedys, Black Flag, Circle Jerks. It's I enjoy all that sort of stuff. Then the post punk acts, Husker Du, The Replacements, U2, Oingo Boingo, all that sort of stuff. I was really into that. So um I but as the times got in, I enjoy hip hop. I saw Jay-Z in concert, 50 Cent, 50 Cent, Busta Rhymes, Chingy, Big Boy, at Rock the Nation, I don't know, about 10 years ago, and in Charlotte. It was great.
Detected at your front door.
Wow, more motion. Terry's Tropical Tanks. It's a dead man's party, oingo boingo. Absolutely correct. Who could ask for more? Only a lad. So, yeah, so the Guppies, I've been moving the males over to the 55 because it's all nanofish. They don't chew on each other. They're not going to chew on them. And these guys are doing really well. So I'm just moving them over. And you see, there you go. And yeah, Circle Jerk's great band. Great band. Iggy Pop, I love Iggy Pop. Latest Iggy Pop is great. James Bond, the great bass line there, all good. You gotta love Iggy Pop. So it's what else do yeah, I like jazz and I like funk. I'm from Minneapolis, so I sort of fell in with like the time Morris Day and the Time and Prince and all that sort of stuff. I love Dylan because I'm from, you're from Minnesota, you're sort of locked into that. I love Dylan. Um, I like the metal bands that have that punk feel, like Megadeth, Motorhead, Metallica, that have sort of that punk sort of deal. And Mexican radio. I can't remember who said it off the top of my head, but that's all good. Dolomite. You know what? I haven't seen that yet. I need to see that, and I'm looking forward to watching that. So yeah, so the Guppies, I'm moving the males as they develop, mainly with the swordtails. My Roebuck Reds, they're too young yet to Walla Voodoo. Absolutely correct. Good for you, Lumpy Dog. And Iggy Pop, by the way, when punk was sort of beginning to be a thing, Iggy Pop hated being called the godfather of punk or referred to as punk. Hated it. But he was. And the if you're going to sit there and point at like 2-3 bands that punk rock came from, early the Who, the Kinks, definitely the Kinks, and the Dave Clark Five. Those were the bands that really inspired punk. It's Iggy and the Stooges' Raw Power. It's one of the greatest albums ever. I'll tell you what, the greatest album, Sgt. Pepper's, everyone will talk about that. Yeah, we talk about Fish on this channel too. Is that Never Mind the Bullocks, Here's the Sex Pistols, Sgt. Pepper's, U2's Achtung Baby, are all masterpieces and the other one, again, one of the more, it's post-punk, is the Pretenders Learning to Crawl CD. Is another one of these albums that people don't realize really how good that is. I was listening to that off my Alexa the other day, and it was absolutely fantastic to listen to. What a great, great album that was. Yeah, Debbie Harry, absolutely. Talking Heads. It's CBGB's, the Talking Heads, Television, the Ramones, Blondie, all coming out of that bar. I mean, really, really, really influential, really, really cool stuff. CBGB's, I understand, was not a great place to go. So, hey, thank you very much, Rounded Rob. You love the Led Zeppelin. I love Zepp. It's just I love Zepp. It's just not it's not my personal high end type of thing. I like Pink Floyd's fine with me, but I'm not over the top on it. So that's the deal. So I'm moving the male guppies over. They're developing. The one thing they kept saying about swordtails is that you'll have a lot of males who don't develop the swords. So far, 100% of them are developing swords. So, and I'm watching real carefully. I'm trying to move stuff over on a daily basis, if at all possible. It's actually been a day or two. I'll do that later on tonight. After we're done with the live stream, I'll do that, and I'll feed some live worms. I'm going to see what's going on with those white worms. My white worms may go through, but this will allow, when I get these new aquariums set up, and that's going to be sort of the deal. Thank you very much, Full Moon Aquatics. Yeah, I'll tell you what. There's there's certain music that I've heard so many times that if I never hear it again, I'd be fine. I'm not necessarily the biggest, Fleetwood Mac or Eagles fan there ever has been. I have heard those damn songs so many times. If I never hear another one of those songs, I'll be really happy. And now you're watching TV. I swear to you, every drug commercial is a Fleetwood Mac song. I mean, it's just bizarre. Those people must have or done a lot of drugs or something, because they are spending, they are selling their songs to be in commercials, like, I mean, over and over again. And they're out on tour again. It's excuse me. My dog woke me up at 3 a.m. So that's sort of the deal. Yeah, the hotels, Patti Smith. I liked I was not necessarily a hotels person. I was as much as going from there. Yeah, no, Terry, that's exactly correct. And they're out on tour right now. They're out of money. I mean, if you're talking about people in their 70s who are out on tour, it's because either they don't want to go home because they don't want to face everything, or they're broke. If I had that type of jack in my 70s, and okay, you go and you do, there's a lot of these acts that go out and do like a mini tour in the summer. They'll go do a few dates. That's going in from there. Chewy, that isn't a bad thing. Get your name back in the news is to go from there. Hey, Vinny the Mooch. Oh, yeah, about my troll. Yeah, that's a good line. Observe the mistletoe attached to my shirt tail. That's funny. Wow, 17 here, 19 likes. Wow, gang, thank you so much. Yeah, Kiss is doing about their 50th farewell tour. And Stevie Ray Vaughan, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think there is something about the adulation. Because of what I have done in my life, I have been around a couple of people who are famous. And the company I worked for in New York did business with a celebrity. I won't say who it is, but someone you would know if I said his name. And he and I became kind of buddies, where we were doing dinner parties with the wives, with my ex-wife and his wife and a buddy and his wife. We did dinner parties. We had them over to our house. So, and I will tell you, the only adulation, he didn't need much to get any adulation. You go to a coffee shop, or this guy loved to drink coffee. So we'd meet at a coffee shop like at 9 a.m. And believe me, people were coming up and talking to him all day. He got all the, and you could tell he loved it. He absolutely loved it. So, and no, I did not know that Queen had a concert to support, to raise fund for fish aquaculture industry, but they should. And by the way, wouldn't that be the right thing to do for some of these acts? But these people need money. I read a story, or I heard something on the radio the other day. You know who were on the edge of going on? And they finished their farewell tour 6 years ago. You know who's about to go on another farewell tour? Motley Crue. They're of course arguing. Flavor Flav. By the way, I loved his Flavor of Love show. He had some pretty classy gals there. Pretty classy. I love Flavor Flav. And quite frankly, he is the best hip hop hype man of all time. He really is. There's never going to be anything better. So there you go. Hey, Bolo. Bolo twitched and moved over. He's back to where he was before when I showed you him a little bit ago. Laying on his side and doing that. I think MC Hammer, if he could tour again, he would. I'm surprised they haven't brought, I will say this about hip hop and rap is that that's a hits format, baby. When their career is done, it's done. I mean, it's I remember there was a period there where there was a hip hop group called PM Dawn, Prime Minister Dawn, I think is what he called himself. And pretty cool. It was in New York. It was a success. There were other bands up there too a bit. It's at the end of September. It's on the SLC Aquatics. Okay, I'll check that out. I'll check that out. Yeah, they've just not done a lot of the rap group, reunion type stuff. And you think it has to be coming. It has to be coming. So it's but again, they're making great music today, no matter what genre, except for maybe country. There's some really good rock bands, real good alternative bands, great hip hop. The alternative country is pretty good. I have to move my mouse away from Bolo because Bolo will lay on it and take us off the air. So that's sort of the deal. Let me get a sip of again Powerade 0. Nope, I know they do Christian hip hop music. By the way, there's a guy in that. And I'm not talking about Kanye in that genre. There's a guy named Lecrae. You've never heard of him, but this guy goes on tour and he sells out 20,000 seat arenas like that. He's been a huge act for a long time, and he's flown sort of under the radar. That dude is, I mean, has a real following. So, and by the way, modern country, I was listening to a country station where I was at for about an hour today, and it's just right now they're not in a good period. I love that form of music. I was listening to some song, and there was some guy in line with me, and hey, thank you very much, Susan. Great having you in the live stream. Oh, Bolo wants to get down. Hold on. Hey, Bolo, say hi to everybody. He doesn't jump down or jump up. Hey, no, that's a good idea. Making music. Yeah, actually, the Jason, is it Jason Aldean who does the rap? That's actually, I can deal with that. I can deal with his hip hop. Hey, not Nola Jane Fish Rich, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. 20 here, 20 likes. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Today's been like a stupendous live stream. We've had a bunch of folks here. We'll be here for another about 13 minutes, and we'll let everyone go over to see Bob Steenfott, who he needs all the views he can get. So, and I'm happy that he allows me to be his opening act. So I appreciate that, and I need to order something from him. I just don't see anything yet I want to get from him, but I'll support him. I like supporting everybody, so I appreciate it. I also have, by the way, I now have my own Teespring. store. So, and I guess I better order my own hat and my own shirt and my own Mobb Guppy coffee mug. So I'm going to go and get that done. And yeah, shovel the snow. It's we've already gotten a sprinkling of snow today. It was like a mix. It was like a mix of stuff. And it stopped accumulating. Now the temperature is just dropping like a rock. Hey, Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 22 degrees Fahrenheit.
Still 22.
Tonight, expect a low of 11 degrees.
11 degrees tonight. So I thought the temperature would go down during that. It's already fallen like 27 degrees today, so 28 degrees. So it's Tampa doesn't really get winter. If I lived in Florida, the thing that would be really upsetting to me are the invasive species. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm making people's Alexa speak and listen to me. I apologize. But at least I'm not doing something bad. It's I could say, Alexa, play Jason Aldean.
Shuffling songs by Jason Aldean on Amazon Music.
Alexa, stop. Okay, that's enough before we get a copyright infringement. So it's all good. By the way, speaking of hip hop, while we've been on that little side conversation for this live stream, anybody here actually listen to Insane Clown Posse at any time? That they have a following. They have their little concerts. Okay, guess who wants to come up? Okay. Yeah, well, I don't blame you for unplugging your Bolo. Come on. I'll pull this down so you guys can see him. So do you think this dog is spoiled? Yeah, good boy. So, all right. I don't know what he wants. He's you want me to pay attention to you? Is this what the deal is? I'm petting you. So the process of let's see here. So I got the worm cultures. I'm gonna make a video about that. I'll show what's going on with the swordtails. I'll make a video on that. The Amica splendens are growing really nice. I actually saw breeding behavior. It's okay, Don. Don't worry. It's yeah, my little buddy, my little doggy. You see, here he is. He wants to be petted. Here, let me hug him. Bolo. Yeah, not spoiled at all. If anybody thinks this dog is lacking for anything, let me know. -8 degrees Celsius in Canada, down the wormhole, which is in Fahrenheit. I think that's about I think that's about 10 degrees. So it's so yeah, that's gonna be what it's gonna be like tomorrow morning here. That's gonna be killing some bugs. Gets rid of the riffraff. Gets rid of the riffraff really good. You went sledding. It was fun. I haven't been sledding in a long time. I love sledding. Yeah, I also love skiing. It's been a long time. I used to go skiing all the time. Last time I went skiing, and it'd been like 6-7 years. I went skiing in one day was Keystone, the next day Vale, and the third day was starts with a B, Breckenridge, and which was really nice. Okay, Bolo. What? Let me go like this so you guys can see him. Are you a good puppy? Huh? You a good little boy? Yeah, what a good puppy. So there he is. All right. Yeah, so that's what's coming up on things, and I'll figure out what to do in Saturday's live stream. Our Saturday hangout today is the drop-in, and so on Saturday hangout I'll figure out what we'll be discussing. It's as you know, we can go almost any direction on this live stream, and but I will say this about my Floridian friends. You guys have such a problem with invasive species. I swear to you, if I lived anywhere near the Everglades, I would sign up to go out and help eliminate the python problem, because it's just destroying the environment in Florida. It really is. And a buddy of mine threw up a picture on Facebook the other day. He said, "This is my sidewalk in front of my house." He had like 10 iguanas. And yeah, Bolo does own me. Absolutely. Not spoiled at all. If anyone wants to feel sorry for this poor dog, yeah, they shouldn't.
Motion detected at your front door.
Ooh, motion detector at my front door. Hopefully it's not the coyotes. Bolo's not going nuts. All of a sudden he, in the middle of the night he doesn't. It's he knows what's going on. That's the thing about dogs. Cats, you have to get rid of their kitty litter stuff, and they want to kill you. Dogs, they're kind of like kids. They want to go outside and they want to go and do all that sort of stuff. And and he, trust me, he, and he's gotten older, he's become much more dependent. And when he was a puppy, he didn't even want to be held. I mean, you'd almost have to make him do it. He preferred. It wasn't like he was antisocial. He liked just sitting off by himself. So it's now that he's an old guy, he wants to be around me constantly. So, well, again, gang, thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of the Mobb Guppy live stream. 19 here, 23 likes. We've never had 23 likes before during this. I really appreciate it. Yeah, dogs can smell the gates of hell. No, exactly correct. Cats, yeah, they want to bring you in with them. Oh, and so you guys have a great one. I really appreciate it. Love y'all. And we'll see you on Wednesday with a video, and then on our live stream next Saturday at 6 p.m. Central. So that's 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll give Bolo lots of hugs. I promise.